Here, and today I'll be doing my 2020 NHL mock draft. And as of now, the draft actually starts in about 3 hours, so let's get to it. With the first pick, I have the Rangers taking Alexis Lafreniere. Pretty obvious pick. He's going first on pretty much everybody's mock draft, and unless the Rangers trade the pick, which I don't think they will, Lafreniere's definitely going to the Rangers. With the second pick, it's a toss-up between Stützle and Byfield. I just went with Byfield because I feel like he might have a better career than with the second overall pick, I went with Stützle. I mean, him and Byfield could be switched, but for this, I just went for Byfield. I feel like he'll have a better career, but right now it's a 50-50. Third pick, obviously, Quentin Byfield. The fourth pick, I have the Red Wings taking Cole Perfetti. The Red Wings are a team that needs a good young center, and Perfetti definitely fills that spot. The fifth pick, Lucas Raymond, a guy who was pretty much locked within the top five, and if he didn't go fourth, he was going to go fifth, and so yeah, he goes to the Senators. With the sixth pick, I have the Ducks taking Jamie Drysdale. As of right now, I feel like he could definitely be a top four defenseman on that team, and within a few years, I feel like he could definitely be a top two. With the seventh pick, I have the Devils taking Marco Rossi. I considered him going to the Red Wings, but I feel like the Red Wings will take Perfetti, and I feel like if they do take Perfetti, I feel like Devils will take Rossi. With the eighth pick, I have the Sabres taking Alexander Holtz. The Sabres do need a good winger, and I feel like Holtz will definitely fit that criteria. Within a few years, I feel like he could be an all-star caliber player with the right training. Now, with the ninth pick, I have the Wild taking Anton Lundell. He's a great two-way forward with a lot of potential, and I feel like he's a guy that the Wild need. With the 10th pick, I have the Jets taking Jake Sanderson. There's not too many defensemen in this draft class, but I feel like Jake Sanderson is definitely a top 3 in this draft class for defensemen, and I feel like he'll definitely improve this Winnipeg team that I believe he'll go to. At the 11th pick, I have the Predators taking Jack Quinn. He's a great goal scorer, and I feel like he'll fit right into Nashville's lineup. And I feel like there are a lot of guys who have great goal-scoring potential, and they'll fit right into the team whatever they'll go to. Because right now in the NHL, I feel like a lot of teams are in look for a young goal scorer, and I know there are a lot of those in this draft. So at the 12th pick, I have the Panthers taking Dawson Mercer. The Panthers are a team right now that I feel like are on the verge of a playoff spot, and I feel like Dawson Mercer has a very complete game and could definitely help them get there. With the 13th pick, I have the Hurricanes taking Yaroslav Askarov, one of the most talked about goalie prospects since Carey Price, and I feel like within a few years he could definitely be the Hurricanes starter. With the 14th pick, I have the Oilers taking Seth Jarvis, a guy who, kind of like Jack Quinn. If he gets the right training and development, he could definitely be an all-star caliber player. Especially with Jarvis, if he does go to the Oilers, he's going to be under the wing of Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, and that'll definitely help his career. With the 15th pick, I have the Leafs taking Braden Schneider, another guy who can develop and learn from an all-star caliber player like Morgan Riley, and I feel like if Braden Schneider lives up to his full potential, he could definitely be a top 2 defenseman with Morgan Riley. The 16th pick, I have the Canadiens taking Hendrix Lapierre. He has the talent to go in the top 10, but due to his health scares before, he definitely will drop. But I feel like, assuming the Canadiens do get him, it'll definitely be a good pick for them. With the 17th pick, I have the Blackhawks taking Dylan Holloway, another player who has a really complete game, and I feel like anywhere the Hawks put him on the ice, he's definitely going to contribute. With the 18th pick, I have the Devils taking Rodion Amirov. Kind of like Holloway, they have pretty much the same type of play style, but I feel like Amirov and Holloway could be switched, but this is just how my mock draft is. So, with the 19th pick, I have the Flames taking Connor Zary. There's nothing, like, he doesn't have a really fancy type of game. He's just a solid, hardworking player who will definitely contribute. And I feel like if his development is really good, then he'll definitely have the potential to be an all-star caliber player. With the 20th pick, I have the Devils taking Justin Barron. Like I said earlier, this draft class doesn't have too much talent for defensemen, but I feel like Justin Barron is definitely a top 3 defenseman in this class. And if he develops, he'll definitely be a big part in New Jersey's rebuild. Um, with the 21st pick, I have the Blue Jackets taking Maverick Bork. Um, Another guy, I know this is a pretty common theme, but a pretty complete player. If he gets good development and learning under the wing of Pierre-Luc Dubois, definitely a player I could see getting really high point seasons. I don't know if he'll be too good right away, just because with the 21st pick in the draft, I have the Blue Jackets taking Maverick Bork. Another really complete player, and I feel like if he gets a good development and learns under the wing of a guy like Pierre-Luc Dubois, he'll definitely live up to his potential and be a really solid player. With the 22nd pick, I have the Rangers taking Caden Goulet, a really good defenseman, great left-handed shot. I feel like a definitely kind of player that the Rangers need, especially if they already have Lafreniere. Having two young guys on both sides of the ice will definitely contribute to their team's success. The 23rd pick, I have the Rangers taking Noel Gunler. I feel like he would have gone higher, but I mean, just knowing there's so much talent in this draft and thinking about players and who could they learn from, I feel like Noel Gunler dropped a few spots in my mind, but I feel like he'll definitely be a big contributor to the Philadelphia Flyers, especially where they are now, where they're an elite team. They just need a bit more pieces, and they'll be a cup contender. At the 24th pick, I have the Capitals taking William Willander. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but I'm doing my best. I feel like Washington will take the safe pick here. A top 6 defenseman who could easily become a top 4 if he develops correctly. With the 25th pick, I have the Avalanche taking Jacob Perreault. He's one of the players who I've seen fall in and out of the late first round in this draft, but I feel like he'll definitely be picked within the 24 to 31st range. I feel like he's a solid player. I mean, he's one of the best forwards available from this point on in the draft, and I feel like he'll have a solid career. With the 26th pick, the St. Louis Blues, I have them picking John Jason Peterka. Again, I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it. He's a really good offensive left winger who's very mature, and I believe he fits the Blues play style really well. With the 27th pick, I have the Ducks taking Lucas Reichel. I've also seen him move up and down in the draft boards, but he's a really good shooting and strong skating forward who I feel like will definitely develop well in Anaheim. With the 28th pick, I have the Senators taking Ridley Gregg. With the 28th pick, I have the Senators taking Riley Gregg. He's a great two-way forward who plays all three zones really well, and if he can build some muscle, then he'll be a very good top 6 forward. With the 29th pick, I have the Vegas Golden Knights selecting Halj Grans. I believe the Knights will probably just pick the best defenseman available, and I believe at that point on in the draft it will be Halj Grans. With the 30th pick, I have the Stars taking Ryan O'Rourke. Another guy who has bounced in between the early second round and the late first round, but I feel like he'll be a solid overall player and he'll fit into Dallas' team pretty well. And with the last pick in the draft, I have the San Jose Sharks taking Brandon Brisson, a guy who I feel like could go higher, and I feel like he might, but there's so much talent in this draft, and I feel like teams are going to lean towards selecting forwards. But there's not too much to complain about him. He's a solid skater, solid shooter, and that's about it. Now, with a lot of these players, like I've said, if they develop well, I feel like they could definitely be an all-star caliber, but it just depends. Now, obviously this draft isn't perfect. I do feel like the top 10, definitely the top 5, but the top 10 is probably set in stone. But from there on out, I feel like it could be anyone going to any team. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. This has been Apex Hockey. See you next time.